Okay, now what I want you to do is turn around real dramatically and be like, oh, hello.
Oh.
Yeah, okay, do it again.
Oh, hello.
Okay.
Good morning. Welcome to another day at the Knorps.
It's afternoon, by the way. Nice try, Megan.
I didn't say another morning.
Huh?
I didn't say another morning.
You said good morning.
I did?
Yep.
Oh, okay. I did. Right now, it's just after lunch, like Mike said, and Jude wants to, he got for Christmas. You guys, do you hear my little lisp? It's the worst. My braces push, or these retainers push little bubbles up in the back, and then they come out the front. It's very sophisticated. Anyways, for Christmas, Jude got a book on making Pokemon pom-poms. And so we're going to go get some supplies for one of the projects he wants to work on. And happily in town, there's actually a yarn shop. Also, I got this really cute scarf yesterday, and then I tied it into a bag. Isn't that fun? So I just thought it was such a pretty scarf, but I'm like, what am I going to do with it? It was really big. And then I Googled and found a YouTube video on how to make it into a bag. Maybe I'll link it down below. And when we get back, Mike and I are going to do something that we've been anxious to do.
Super exciting.
We're going to take inventory of everything we have in our kitchen and then decide how we would like to store it in an ideal world, because we are designing our next kitchen. And though the trend is just to put up 1 million cabinets and drawers or whatever, we want to make sure that we are creating a kitchen that works for us and the way that we cook and live, and that we aren't frustrated when we get there like, So we figured the first thing to do was be inventory and decide how much space we'll actually need. So we are making a kitchen that but each cabinet is several $100s. So you don't want to like have just a cabinet that's pretty empty. Does that make sense? That was a long way of saying that, but okay. Now,
You always say things a long
are you
way.
excited to go, Jude?
Yeah.
I know. He's been asking me for an hour. So let's go. Just came back inside because I forgot my wallet and I switched bags because it was already in here, and it's like, I'm not going to switch over just so I can use my new bag because I'm excited about it. And it's kind of summery anyways. Okay, let's go. Let's go then. Oh, you scared me. I didn't know you were there even though I was just talking to you. Kiwi Herman laugh.
Are we going to one near Wits?
Yeah. There's no other yarn shop. That's the only one.
Esther said that's very expensive.
It's an expensive yarn shop? Yeah, it is. They just have really nice ones there. That's a good point, actually. Suddenly I'm like, wait, do we want to go to like a high-end yarn shop to get some yellow yarn to make a Pikachu? But I do like walking and supporting local businesses, so yes, we are. Oh, look, this school here. Look at that cute bunny. You see the bunny?
Wait,
That's a bunny.
that's a bunny?
Sitting on that log, tree stump.
Yeah.
And then there's some chickens over there. Such a cute school. Yeah, they have a bunny for school.
I want a bunny pet.
Yeah. There's 2 bunnies. One other one just hopped up. Cute.
Oh, I see. Yeah, I see.
Cute
I
cuties.
don't only see bunnies that often.
Yeah, me neither. That's a really fast walk, huh?
Yeah. I thought we were gonna just. Mommy,
Take a little bit longer.
Papa, easy. Thought we were like. E-N-G.
It's okay. What?
this is the yellow.
Okay, let's put on our mask, okay? Dude's got his Pokemon Minecraft mask, Pokemon sweatshirt. And Eve likes that blue one best. Okay, let's go in.
This one?
Yep.
Hi.
Hi. Good, how are you?
I'm good.
Okay, guys. Okay, Jude. Come and look over here. Those aren't the right kind. That's too thick. This is more like, those are really expensive.
Yeah, that's what I love.
Let's come back here, see if there's just a small one. Those aren't really the right kind because they're like hand dyed, so the color changes. They're beautiful. Yes.
We have some over here
Thank you. That's perfect.
for pom-pom and for
Yes, that yellow. He wants to make a Pikachu pom-pom.
awesome.
Dude,
Yeah, there's a yellow.
Want to grab that yellow? Perfect. Mm-hmm. Perfect. Yay! I'm glad you asked us that because I didn't realize you had it. Okay. So she said they have a lot of kids that shop there, so they have a special section for craft yarn. Because all of the other yarn is incredibly beautiful, like art yarn. Okay. Should we go?
Yeah.
Okay.
When I get back, I'm gonna make the whole down the Pikachu.
All right. This is one of the reasons, one of the top reasons we wanted to live in town, is because even though Jude and Eve aren't old enough yet to walk into town on their own, they go in with their older siblings who are old enough, and they will be eventually old enough to come into town by themselves. So it's funny, Pearl is so tiny. I think she got stopped once by, the kids told me she got stopped by a police officer and asked a question or something, and because they don't realize she's 14 going on 15. Because if you don't know, she kind of looks like she's, 7. But we really want them to learn independence and calculated risk, I guess, like doing things that it really build confidence. There's a great book that talks about this and how important it is for development called How to Raise Adults, I think it's called. Got a really good section in there on how we're so concerned about safety that we don't let our kids develop self-esteem and hurry, run, and confidence by doing things that they really want to do. And so you have to learn to, okay, come on, let's go. Age-appropriate activities that are a little bit out of your comfort zone. As a mom, I think other moms are this way too. We're a little bit of worry warts, and Mike has to remind me they're going to be fine. And so that's part of our philosophy. There was a great opinion piece written by Mike Rowe called Safety Third, and how safety is important. But if you make it your first priority, then innovation and growth it's really hard, that they're stunted. And so part of unschooling is taking calculated risk, letting our children take some risk where we don't really think anything dangerous will happen, but there has to be a slight amount of where they do have to rely on themselves, that it's an unknown territory. So I think the hardest part of that is, even though if you know that your child can handle it, others might not, right? And so you're afraid that other parents or adults that they might run into in those situations would call authorities on you or judge you or whatever. And obviously, Pearl got stopped that once. But I think if more and more people talk about it and how important it is for good raising healthy adults, then maybe that will change a little bit. I know that in Utah, where we used to live, they actually passed a law that protected, children were allowed to go out without parents. Because I think a lot of times you hear these crazy stories where people called child protective services on people for letting their kids play at a park across the street from their house. Or there's a story of a kid who was 12 years old whose would be alone every day after school until his mom got home from work, like an hour and a half. And they got child protected. So like, I think we hear these horror stories, which I do think are rare, but they scare us. But I think as we talk reasonably with real numbers and share the importance of it with each other, maybe that will change. As a mom, I always have to remind myself, it's going to be okay. I've done this before. You did it at their age too. Because it's just, you love your kids so much. And it's your worst nightmare that anything would ever happen to them, that it's just natural to want to like insulate them from any risk. But it's also not helpful to their development. Okay, speech over. Now we're gonna go home. Okay, speech not over. I was just remembering how Elijah told me that in Japan, it's very normal to see kids as young as kindergarten riding the trains by themselves to go to school, and how they don't have like everybody respects that, and how confident it makes those kids. And if you're wondering, in that book, she has like a list of what like you should be like by age, what obviously you have to decide with your kids and stuff, but recommendations of what you should be letting them do, like healthy, independent task by age, which is really helpful, because I like to think that I'm pretty good at that, but you look at the list and you're like, okay, or the list. You look at the list and you're like, okay, I'm actually nervous about that. I haven't let him do that yet. And so you should check out that book. It's a really good book. I agree with so much of what she said in there, and try to do those things very intentionally with my kids to help them become healthy adults and confident adults who trust themselves and who can navigate the world independently. So we're home. You don't have to wait for me anymore if you want to go ahead. Honestly, I think this kid's getting close to being, I think he could do it, and I think he would enjoy that. But can you imagine seeing Jude walk around a town by himself? It would make people very nervous. So unfortunately, I don't think I can do that yet.
Maybe not until I'm like 13 or...
No, you don't have to wait that long, but I think you could do it. I just think people in town, it would make them worried.
Yeah. For Mom.
Yeah, you know how to get home from CVS? Yep. So you know how to follow traffic rules.
And only some places I know how to get that.
Yeah.
Okay, now what I want you to turn around real dramatically and be like, oh, hello.
Oh.
Yeah, okay, do it again.
Oh, hello. Today we're going to be... Okay, anyways. That's why I'm not an actress.
Yes, you are.
Yep.
You're not really my wife. You're an actress.
Mm-hmm.
You act every day.
Mm-hmm. I don't even find him attractive. Just kidding.
Hey, now that was a little too...
What we're going to inventory is...
Did you say that you were back home again now?
Oh,
in case
we're
people
back
don't
home
realize
again.
it. Okay.
Jude is over here working on his pom-pom, right?
Andrew's watching chess videos, by the
Pearl
way.
taught him how to use our pom-pom makers. It's a little messy in there. He's doing that.
We're going to let them have fun with the pom-pom
We
making.
need a yellow pad.
Okay.
I like things written physically.
Why do we need a yellow pad? Tell me what's going on here.
We're going to record everything that we have in our kitchen.
Oh, we're taking inventory.
Yes, I already told them this whole thing.
You did?
Yeah.
I just thought okay, I gotcha. Yeah, I just wasn't planning on writing anything down.
Why?
I don't know.
Wait, what do you mean? Then how do you take inventory?
It's a good question. I just thought we were going to look at it, say this is stuff we're keeping, this is what we're getting rid of, and that's it.
Well, this isn't a keep and get rid of.
It isn't? I hope we're getting rid of something.
Well, we may end up getting, but this
We're
is
gonna
so
do all
that
this
we
work.
can know what our needs are for the kitchen as we're designing
Okay.
it. Because
Okay.
it's like, what we'll be looking at is, where do you want to keep this in the kitchen?
Mm.
Okay, so do you want it on the island? Do you want it in the cabinets? Do you want it in the pantry? Or in
right.
the hutch, right?
Okay.
And then, if it's in the cabinets, do you want it in a drawer?
Okay.
In a doored cabinet? You know, whatever.
Yeah.
On the counter, those sorts of things. Because it's like,
What was that?
it's the tag.
Just tearing
It's like
tags off your
we're
clothes?
just kind of arbitrarily thinking, like, that seems like a lot of drawers.
I
It's
know.
Like, why don't we
We
actually
don't
just
know.
look at what we have? Because everybody's different. I'm like 30 seconds in and I already don't understand what we're doing here.
I think Megan, you're overcomplicating this.
Yeah, I think I am.
I think mostly what I'm concerned about is cabinet space and knowing what we have.
Well, we could just say our dishes. Where are we putting our dishes? Our fancy dishes. Where are we putting those?
Yeah.
But we don't actually know.
The problem is I can see this. I know it's here.
Yeah.
What I don't know is all this stuff, because I know there's lots of stuff in these cabinets that's sort of buried, and I think it is a good time also to assess if you need everything that's under these cabinets right now.
So you're just doing this to force us to get rid of things.
It's my sneaky way of doing that. Is it working?
Okay. Yeah, I guess so. Okay. So you
Right.
start. Yeah, Mike is definitely better at simplifying processes.
Well, I'm going to start by making some hot cocoa, because it's always good to sip on something while you're doing something like this. But I'm just excited to pull everything out of here, and like, I guess this is it. Really, I'm just interested in the cleaning part of this process. I
You're
really
right.
could care less
You
about the
totally
next
totally
kitchen.
tricked me into this because I thought it was about kitchen design.
Yes, I got you. Sorry, but it's kind of ruined because you figured it out before we finished, before we started even.
Okay, Mike, while he's pulling that out, I'm going to start conceptualizing where we'll put it and what we need. Like we've decided over on this part of this is our kitchen, generally, but some of these things are still in play or at play or not decided. The fridge is definitely going over here, and we're going to put the microwave next to that, and we think we're going to put a little sink over there. Because what we want is if somebody's in the kitchen, just wants to make a quick snack, they have this little zone. So that if somebody, while they're doing that, is doing the dishes, they have their zone, and then somebody can be cooking in their zone, and none of them are getting in the way of each other. And Mike wants double dishwashers because one of the things that happens is our house, since we eat breakfast, lunch, and dinner together, and those times kind of mess into each other. Like somebody might be doing breakfast dishes, and they do them a little bit later, and then the dishwasher's still running when it's lunch, and so then the dishes never go. Anyway, so we want to be able to alternate between dishwashers, yeah. So I need to decide. I do not think this is right here. This measurement is 18 feet. I know I need that much floor space in the kitchen, but I do not think I need that many cabinets going all the way and over here. And so I'm trying to decide how we're going to do that, and if we need cabinets somewhere, if we don't, and all that good idea. And yes, I still want my kitchen to look like an unfitted kitchen, meaning like where it's pieces of furniture. So like I think I'll keep the dishes in an actual china cabinet right here, so the counter will end. I do want counter with the sink and over the dishwashers. And then I might consider continue the counter to the end here, and then actually leave this open right here, so that if somebody were cooking and somebody wanted to get by, they could walk around to this side too. And then I might put right here my cutting board. Remember, I have my antique cutting board. So anyways, that's what I'm trying to decide. And we thought about putting a sink over here or not. So just where are we storing things is what I care about. And do we want that thing? Are we going to put the pots on the island? Are we going to put them in a drawer by the stove? Anyways, I know. You get it. I'm probably overstating it.
All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to start here, work our way around. Going to pull out everything. I know that this is super unorganized right now. That's part of another sneaky reason I'm doing this, because I know that we could organize what we have now better. But also just taking inventory of all these. There's lots of stuff in here that we rarely touch.
And we don't even remember we have.
We don't even remember we have it, so it means you need to keep it. And if you do, you should probably put it somewhere more accessible or whatever. And also helps us know what we want to take with us when we switch over to the other kitchen. So I'm going to put it all over on that table and see what we have. Paninis. Okay. Hey, look, an old cheese grater that we don't use anymore.
Look, it just like goes into the darkness, and it goes into like the darkness and nothingness back there.
I know. These are the deepest, darkest cabinets.
They aren't the deepest. They're normal depth.
I know, but they feel.
Ah, yay! Drop the phone.
Hey, look, it's an instruction booklet for that.
That makes sense.
I don't think we need that anymore. We're gonna uncover all sorts of treasures in here. What are you up to there, Meg?
Well,
I made it this
drew
far.
out some plans to scale of my first ideas in the kitchen, and now I am whiting out. I made a copy of them, whiting out everything that I wanted, that I'm not sure of yet, so I can. And then I'm gonna photocopy this a few times so I have some things to play on. Instead of.
There's way too much written in there, right? Or whatever.
Like, so I'm not sure if I want the cabinets there, so I'm just erasing all the cabinets, leaving the sink, the dishwashers, and the range, because those are the things I know I want, and the fridge.
Okay.
Everything else is still up for grabs.
Right. Okay.
My RM consultant actually gave us this whiteout as like a gift. She's like, you're going to be using this a lot. She was right.
Probably need to buy a few more bottles of it. Meanwhile, I've gotten to this corner section. I'm going to show you. I think there's a reason to avoid corners in a kitchen, especially with these old type of cabinets, because these are built in place. These are not like individual boxes. These are just built here as one whole thing. But back there, maybe I can turn the light on. See that corner back there? It's kind of gross in there, but there's no way you can reach there. I have to like literally get my body into this cabinet to reach those cups back there. It's the most useless space in the world. And stuff just gets buried back there, and then you don't even know what you got. So if we do have a corner cabinet, which I think we will, we'll have the little carousel thing or whatever, Lazy Susan type situation where you can use the corner but also access it, because that's a mess.
So I'm just using my copy / scanner / printer to do it. It's not perfect with the whiteout, but it works, and it helps me to just sketch and think about it. Another thing that I've done is looked at the plans for this house, so I can see that this space is almost the size of the kitchen. It's a little bit less deep, so you could take off a little bit here, like maybe in front of the piano, but that is the expanse of the one wall in the kitchen, and that helps me because sometimes it's hard to remember when you're, you know, like having counters all the way down. So I have to think that through.
Well, I got it all out. I've kind of about a third of the way in, I started to question whether this was actually a good idea in the first place. And also, it's like when you go on a really long hike and it's beautiful, and then you get to the spot you're going to and you realize you have to hike all the way back to. So I have to put all this stuff back in. However, it's a good visual. Let's look at this. So obviously all this, all that stuff over there, all this stuff here and over here all fits in about 16 feet of total, under cabinetry that's on the bottom. That doesn't count the drawers. I didn't take stuff out of the drawers. So you can put a lot of stuff in not a whole lot of, cabinetry when it comes down to it, because I don't think this is a lot of cabinets by any stretch of the imagination.
No.
What I did is I measured here to there to there, and it's 16 feet of, cabinet space.
Did you measure the ones on either side of the sink?
I did, yeah, I added that in. I didn't measure under the sink because that's just whatever.
Okay.
So, that means I don't know how much cabinetry is now in the plan as far as footage goes, but I guess what we're trying to decide is how much we need. It is it's somewhat cramped, and it's also unorganized, which makes it probably not as efficiently used as we could. And it's a lot of stuff. Yeah. A couple things I discovered that we probably don't need. This is from our old Bosch here. The old bowl and a couple of the pieces that don't fit this guy. So that could go to Goodwill. I'm sure someone would be happy to get that. We have our new popcorn popper now, so I don't think we need that anymore. We have a whole lot of baking implements.
Because Daniel used to make like a ton of bread.
Yeah, Daniel for a while had a business when he was living here where he made bread for the neighborhood.
But at the same time, somebody might want to do that again, and those pans don't take up that any more space really than having only 5.
Yeah, so you have to decide what's worth keeping and what isn't. But we'll pick through some of this.
I want to. What would help me? Because this is, I'm just like deciding what's pretty and not what's useful when I look at this in a lot of ways. So when we're putting it back, I want you to say where you would like to store it and in what way. So like, I think this should go on the island underneath. Open or in a drawer or in a cabinet, you know, or that sort of thing for everything we put away, so that I know, okay, we want to skew towards drawers in this kitchen, which we surmise we do.
Well, yeah, because when it comes down to most of this stuff, if the drawer is deep enough, it could fit in it, and that way it doesn't get buried. You don't forget you have it.
And so then we just like, okay, we want to be able to leave the lid on this in the drawer.
Look how tall this thing is, man. That's huge.
So we need to have a drawer that is that deep, you know?
Yeah, super deep. Or if it's really big like that, maybe you just say that's...
No, I think, why not? Just make a really deep drawer.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we'll work that out, but there it is, all of our stuff. We have just a quick little inventory. We have 2 pressure cookers. One of those actually usually goes in the... Oh, sorry, I'm making a call from her mom. So we have 2 pressure cookers. We actually have one that is supposed to stay in the trailer, but for some reason I brought it in the house, so maybe I'll run that one back out there. We have 3 griddles over there. We usually use 2 at a time. One of them, though, the cord is lost, or it broke, so I probably just need to order a new cord. We have 2 food processors because the Cuisinart, we have 2 of the exact same food processor because on the old one, that cup thing broke, and you can't buy a new one that fits the old one. Anyhow, where's the other one at? I don't know where it is. Oh, here it is. So I should probably just take that to Food Line, to the thrift store. It works, but doesn't have the right cup attachment, so that's kind of annoying. Yeah, so we have some things that we double up on, and then a lot of miscellaneous stuff that I've got to decide if we actually need it or if we should just give it away. Okay, everything's off, cleared away, made a list of all of it, got it all back in its places, kind of did a little bit of organizing, not too crazy though, and there is some stuff we're going to take Goodwill, but it's all back, so it feels good to be cleared off again.
Eve is going to an activity here. My camera's all dirty and greasy, but me and Jude. Oh, you getting blinded? Yeah. We're gonna go to the thrift store that's right around the corner because it's just the 2 of us.
What are we getting there?
I don't know. You never know. Okay, so earlier, is this out of focus? That was like so overwhelming when Mike pulled everything out of the cabinet. So I was glad that he said, I'll just finish it. You don't have to. And then he went to an activity with the boys. Eve just went to join one with her sisters. So it's just me and Jude. Pretty fun. I always like to look at the art section. I think there's a Santa picture.
Cool.
Yeah, it's got Santa, huh?
And it's made of puzzles.
Yeah, somebody did a Christmas puzzle and then they put it in a frame when they were done.
That must have been hard.
Yeah, it's a big one.
I like that one.
Yeah, that's kind of cute. Okay, let's keep going. Train set. This is cool, but it's really expensive.
Whoa.
It's an old record player. It's really
How
cool.
would you start it? Just
Yeah, I don't know, but they're asking $600 for it, so a little overpriced. Jude's enjoying trying on all the glasses out of the basket. Yeah, those will be crazy. Try that. There's only one eye.
yeah. It kind of looks like there is one here. Is this Mouse?
What is this planet called?
What is this? Is this?
We need batteries.
We're trying to figure this thing out.
I don't get the size.
Mom got it. We don't know what it is.
Doesn't
This
make
planetary
sense.
thing.
This isn't how big.
So
This should be
that's-
bigger.
That's happening.
Right there. I just hate reading.
Oh. Well,
This goes to
Calcifer
like a
was
different
playing with
model.
this thing
Like,
till he decided to.
isn't it turning on? Looks like it. Wasn't it like
Come on, play with it.
Chosen at the same term and be elected as follows. Each state shall vote in such manner as the legislator there would therefore measure a number of electors equal to the full number.
Thank you, Put.
Cheese.
Where are the tweezers? Give me those black ones.
Well, I think we'll end the video there because totally forgot to end it that night, as usual. It was a little disjointed, that last part of the video. In case you were confused, the kids all had church activities that night and went to different locations. The girls had theirs, the boys had theirs. I went with the boys. The girls kind of went on their own. Megan went thrift shopping while the girls were at theirs. Anyways, and then we all ended up here at the house, kind of figuring out some stuff that Megan got from the thrift store, and then the cat was playing with the toy. So that was the end of our day, and it's like 3 days later now when I'm editing the video. So thanks for coming along. Like, comment, subscribe. Go to knorppandsouth.com for more information and stuff. I'm wearing my Shrimp on the Barbie t-shirt today. That's still on the website if you want to get your own Shrimp on the Barbie t-shirt. Or if you don't want to, I totally understand as well. So we'll see you guys later. Bye.